Hello, my beautiful Pisces friends, and welcome to your horoscope for July of 2023. We're Pisces this month. We have got Venus stepping into that retrograde, and that is the big news we've got for the month because it's actually going to require a fair amount of your attention to details about what was going on in your life in 2015. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, if you have not checked out the video that I did with Nicholas Polomanakis from Sparkles of Gold Astrology, we covered the full Venus in Leo retrograde cycle down to little dates that you need to know of. When does the cycle have a bump and you want to know that, please check that video out. It's not only in the playlist on my homepage, but I will also make sure it is at the end of this video. So hop in there and check it out because it has got all of the details. All right, Pisces, let's jump in and see what's going on this month. Right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, we have got a full moon at 11 degrees of Capricorn, and this is lighting up your 11th house space. Okay, so the friends, social grouping, social media, but also your long-range goals, plans, desires, and aspirations for yourself. Technology, things that are heavy in the sciences and the maths, astrologies, astrologers, they all live in this particular area. Now, the full moon is asking you to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment to this very social area of your life. So it could just be flat out practical because Capricorn is an earth energy. You could be letting go of a friend or a friendship. You can be like, nope, this doesn't work anymore. We're not communicating well, whatever the reason is. You might say it is time for me to end, acknowledge, and adjust this relationship. Keeping in mind that this particular moon is opposing Mercury in Cancer. We've got a trine to Jupiter. Looks like the Saturn's in this conversation as well. Truly, whatever it is, I want you to know that wherever you are shedding something or having an illumination or a revelation, it's about where you're really willing and prepared to put your commitment, your stability, your responsibility, where you're willing to take on the obligation of what is in this area. Because truthfully, if you have this loyalty, because it's like, I belong here, I have an obligation here, and you have this loyalty to a relationship that is actually dead or dying, and you are not looking to save it, that is not useful loyalty, right? That's coming from the lens of a wound. So we want to really look at what gets to continue to exist here, okay? On the 10th, we've got Mars moving into the energy of Virgo right across the street. So lighting up, inflaming, exciting, changing directions of your relationships. Now, this is conscious, chosen, one-on-one relationships. So think, yes, your partner, your spouse. This can also be business partnership, you with whatever you call the universe or a higher power, right? Mars changes the direction on this. And really, the way Mars is going to do it now is in a Virgo style, in the detail. The devil's is in the details. So truly, if in your relationship, there's something that needs to get done, there's something that needs to be worked through, talked through, whatever, this is going to be helpful because Mars in Virgo is here for the long haul, going to be committed to the details. And if you can stay open-minded, you can get an entirely different perspective. And sometimes that has to come from Mars creating conflict, bringing the inflammation to the situation. Maybe you are inflamed and you're like, oh, this is where this is happening in this relationship. There could also be some real nice inflammation in a relationship that makes you understand why you don't want it anymore, right? Or what are the details that it's going to take to allow this thing to be healthy? What's the technique you need to apply? This is a great transit for learning about relationships as well. So if you're married and you don't have the marriage you like, or if you're in a business partnership and you don't have the business partnership you like, where have you actually invested in learning techniques and understanding how you can also participating in making that the best, okay? On the 11th, we've got Mercury entering into the energy of Leo, where we have seen Mars previously traveling and Venus currently as well. This lights up your 6th house space. So in a day-to-day way, your day-to-day routines, health, wellness, fitness, caring for others. That includes, if you're like a healthcare service worker or something like that in a daily way. This energy is going to help you make decisions, and they're the big decisions, okay? Like you're making them in a big way. You're like, nope, this is what I want to do. This is how I would like it done. This is how I can add some more fun into my daily routine. This is how I can add laughter and I can add joy. This is a great time to make a presentation with Mars over here in the 7th. We've got Mercury here in the 6th. This is a wonderful time for you to present information to others and have it received typically pretty well, okay? On the 17th, we've got a new moon happening at 24 degrees of Cancer, fellow water energy, and this lights up that 5th house space. So plant your seeds of intention for joy, Pisces. Plant your seeds of intention for joy. Take a risk, right? Ask for support where you need help. Cancer energy will go and garner the support it needs to meet the commitments that it needs to make, to have a commitment to joy, to ease, to playfulness, to starting that new business, to helping the children, engaging in a conversation about the children, right? Because the 5th house is also your children. They may be speaking up to you about something or asking for your support. Whatever it is, plant your seeds of intention here, and remember that this is where you're really bridging the gap between faith and fear, whatever that looks like for you, right? But Pluto is involved in this particular lunation, so there is some potential fear that is on the table or hesitation. And at this moon, you're saying, you know what? I'm willing to meet fear in the middle with some faith. And that means I'm going to just take action and see what comes on the other side. That's really the way to work this. Now on the 22nd, it's busy. We've got Venus stepping into that retrograde. Watch the video from myself and Nicholas Palamanakis. And also the sun is entering into Leo as well. So truly this 6th house area is lit. It is waiting for your evaluation. That Venus retrograde has you reassessing, reunion, revising what is happening in your daily routine. And I cannot get away from it, Pisces, but I feel like there's this, maybe you go back to 2015 and that's fine. Look at that. Look at what did you leave back there? Maybe your creativity got snuffed out or something happened, in a work contract or something like that, or your health went sideways. Okay. And now this cycle is bringing a healing, but I also feel like something has been off in your daily routine. And you're having to speak up to it. Like you are backing up. You are backing up all the way to something that maybe happened around June 19th. And you're like, no, let's back it up. You're backing up to something that happened around June 5th. And you're like, no, this is what we're doing. It's very Leo. You're not asking for permission. You are stating this is how this is going to go down. Ooh, let me know in the comment section down below. And you'll have plenty of support there with the sun moving into the energy of Leo as well. Now on the 23rd, we've got Chiron taking a retrograde at 19 degrees of Aries, going all the way to 15 degrees of Aries. And of course, this lights up your 2nd house space. Now, really what this represents to me is the change in your identity, your self-esteem, how you value yourself, where you believe, Pisces, that you are allowed, not even allowed, you will demand to take up space in ways that you couldn't do that 2 or 3 years ago, right? Instead, 2 or 3 years ago, there was this wound where you're like, well, I got to kind of do this or be nice or be small or, I got to do it this way because who am I to step into, right? Like it's just, you didn't know yourself the way that you did today. And today during this retrograde, that Chiron wound, you're not looking at life through the lens of the wound anymore. That wound has had some healing and those glasses are a little bit clearer about who you are and the space you will now demand to take up. It's absolutely beautiful, but we have to integrate that. And by doing that, how we do that is by also helping someone else to understand who they are. Empower someone else, and you will see the new identity you have that is fully embodied and empowered as well. As we're going to close out this month, we've got Mercury entering that energy of Virgo. Mars is over here, and we're going to see Mercury in Virgo for quite some time. So really, truly, the realm of relationships for you all the way until October has got a lot to be said for it. So buckle in, okay? And don't shy away from the work. If you've got a relationship that is inflamed or you've got a relationship that is living its best life, get in. Don't push away from it. Lean into what is going on there. That experience is calling you for your learning and for your pleasure, for your understanding and perspective. So as Mercury is traveling here, you may start to see conversations, decisions, contracts, again, people speaking up to you, you speaking up in relationships. And really, I'd like to call this season for you, put all the damn cards on the table. Right? Don't dance around it. Put the cards on the table, because when all the cards are on the table, you can be in your relationships in a way that is honest. It's like, here's who I am. Here's what I have to offer. Here's what I don't have to offer, right? Just put all of the cards on the table and make space for the people in your relationships to do the same, and be amazed at how the truth of that sets you free. Speak from the facts, only the facts and nothing but the facts. Stay out of the feeling if you can. Listen for the facts. That's really the discerning beauty of Virgo. And remember, in every relationship, show up to be of service to it, not to be a doormat, but to be of service, and watch the truth and the magic of the universe working set you free and make your relationships really delicious. All right, my beautiful fish, I love you, and I'm going to see you again in August. Have a great month, okay? Bye.